Zidane Daney, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Nerd Chat here on Electro Ninja's Lab. I am here with my fellow host.
I'm Jack.
Joker might be joining us, he might not, we will see. Let's just leave it at that for now. Um, but yeah, you may notice that our picture for today is that of My Hero Academia's school. And there is a reason for that, and this nerd chat is kind of inspired by somebody else. So recently, Mother's Basement came out with a video talking about how Disney Plus is kind of shitty about anime. Um, and we were just talking beforehand that Jack, you didn't even know that there were anime on Disney Plus, correct?
This is
Like the only thing
correct.
that I'm
Yeah.
assuming you were
Yeah.
aware of was the Star Wars one, right?
I
But
guess.
that's kind of an iffy situation, anyways, because even though yeah, it's made by anime studios, but it's still Star Wars. Um, and of course, we're talking about Visions. Um, but there is a lot as Hulu is starting to die, and Disney Plus is just absorbing pretty much everything from Hulu onto Disney Plus, and like as in it's I think Hulu has died in several countries at this point. It is, as far as I'm aware, it's only here in the States now. I could be wrong about that, but I think that might be the case. Um, basically, before they brought a lot of these things over to Disney Plus, Hulu was the only place that you could watch things like here in America. The only place that you could watch like Heavenly Delusion was on Hulu, despite the fact that they didn't give you the correct name. Um, and over in like Canada, it was Disney. It was only like Disney Plus could watch it there, and there's many other things. For those of you who are wondering what exactly that is, because if you're like scrolling through uh, uh, Disney Plus's anime catalog and not seeing Heavenly Delusion, is Tengoku Daimakyo. So basically, Japanese jargon to people who don't speak Japanese. Um, but it basically just means Heavenly Delusion. Um, so yeah. Basically, that's one of the things I really wanted to discuss is like, well, some those of us who do follow anime religiously, um, kind of knew that Disney Plus had certain shows, especially like a lot of Hulu, very popular Hulu shows have already been transferred over, such as like Promise Neverland, Rising of the Shield Hero, Devil's a Part Timer, Slime Reincarnation, My Hero Academia, Spy Family is on there. Um, Decadence is on here. But like, if then there's Jack, who um, is mostly reads manga, but does occasionally watch an anime or two. Um, when we say this is really good, you need to watch it, and it's only an anime. Um, didn't even know that there was anything on Disney. Didn't know that there was any anime on Disney Plus, and
I'm
yeah.
guilty.
Um, and part of that I think is obviously because of the fact that, for one, Disney is not promoting any of their anime acquisitions. Um, like for we were just talking beforehand about Akira Toriyama's last series, Sandland, which just got an anime adaptation on Hulu, and they didn't talk about it. They didn't mention it. There was no information about this thing. Specifically on maybe it was on Hulu, but like the only people who were talking about it were the people who knew about Akira Toriyama, and yeah, so on and so forth. Um, there were a few people like that who knew about it and knew that it was coming. Um, but yeah. So yeah, so at some point I need. I'm kind of thinking of watching Sandland, but I just haven't gotten. We'll see exactly. It is a 3D animation, so it's like kind of an iffy. Like we'll see how that goes, anyways. Because 3D animation is always kind of a hit or miss. Um, but yeah. But another thing that's kind of interesting is like if even if you scroll through Disney Plus, the homepage, there's not a single anime on there, which is just like you have the access to like My Hero Academia and freaking and they and Opera Ranman, freaking Black Lagoon, and all of these other Blue Exorcist is actually one that I really want to go over because of the fact that it just got so basically Blue Exorcist just got a new season this past season, and I barely knew about it because of the fact that like they weren't talking about it. And Jack is dying. But
It's fine.
And there's a lot more to it, but yeah, like I said, there's no anime are ever on the homepage. Even when it's like a big anime that's coming, they don't make any big fuss about it. And if you want to look through the anime to see what it is, you have to go completely out of your way. You have to go over to series, then you have to choose from the options. You have to pick anime, and then scroll through to find exactly to see if what anime are on there. And then should you decide to click on one to say, oh, that looks interesting, let me check that out, you click on it, and then you head back. If you head back, rather than going back to see back to the specific spot you were in, it goes all the way to featured and the top of the frickin' selection, and then you have to go back to anime and then scroll through again, which is
Wow.
Yeah. So it's not the like they have. There's always been things that have been not great when it came to searching for anime on other platforms, but it's just annoying. It's really 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 fucking annoying. But yeah, like I said, there's all these really good anime, and it's basic. They're basically moving everything from Hulu over to Disney Plus at this point in time. And if you were just to scroll through the A to Z anime on Hulu versus Disney Plus, you'll quickly realize that it's just there's significantly more anime, and like part of that might just be that they're working on it. They still have a lot of time left to go, but like there are several things that are on Hulu that unfortunately are just not on Disney Plus yet, including one of the biggest names and one of the biggest tragedies of not being on Disney Plus, Assassination Classroom.
Okay, this is the funniest thing in the universe, Ephraim, right now. I'm playing Pokemon Scarlet. I'm outside the Fairy Team Starbase. And right here there is spawned a wild Florges and a wild Vespiquen. But the wild Vespiquen is surrounded by teeny tiny babies, and the wild Florges is surrounded by, you guessed it, the bees.
That's weird.
Yeah. It's so funny.
And how much have you been listening? Okay.
Enough.
But yeah, like I said, Assassination Classroom, which is one of the most popular anime,
and it's not
on Disney Plus. It's only on Hulu, and like it's so like the fact that all three of us have read some of it should just go to show how good of a series it is. So that's one of the biggest tragedies. There are more series, and I could probably find like a few hundred series that are on Hulu that have yet to make it over to Disney Plus. But I don't want to go through every single fucking one, because then we'll be here all day.
Yeah.
That's actually one that I should also check, though. Okay, at least they have FMA.
Right.
They still that at least they have FMA Brotherhood, um,
Oh,
which is the number 2 anime right now, um, just behind frickin' uh, Frieren, which we'll see how long that lasts. FMA Brotherhood has kept the number 1 spot for years, so we'll see if that remains the case. But yeah, but one thing that I really wanted to talk, another thing that's interesting about the anime situation is that even if you go to Hulu and so if I were to go to the homepage at this point in time, if I scroll down at this point in time, it doesn't look like I'm seeing too much anime, but if in my newly added, I have frickin' the second thing is Jujutsu Kaisen, and the fourth thing is Blue Lock. So that is an not right up at the top like I would expect because of the fact that I watched a lot of anime on Hulu, but like I would expect it to, there to be a lot of anime in TV for you because like I said I've watched a lot of anime, but I have to scroll a little bit through that in order to see anything. But like I said, Hulu's weird, and it's slowly dying, so I'm not that surprised by it. Meanwhile, I go to Disney Plus, and no matter where you scroll, no matter where you click, you will not find a single anime anywhere on their homepage. You can't scroll through recommended for you, even if you've watched anime. It's not going to suggest a single anime to you. Newly added, you can scroll through that. Nothing anime related. Mostly ABC stuff. For some reason. And same thing and there's a lot of things, and I could probably go over that for a long freaking time. But like I said, you scroll through the entirety of Disney Plus's homepage, not a single anime. Despite the fact that they've had anime for a good while now at this point. And yeah, it just keeps going. There's more and more of it. If you, I don't know. There's a lot with that, and it kind of drives me crazy. I really wasn't that too bothered by it at first, but then I thought about it after freaking after he mentioned it, and sure enough, hardly anything. And I also and just going into the Hulu section, you can find anime. They have an entire section for anime, but it's really close. Well, not really close to the bottom. It's a good ways down from the top of that scroll, but you have to go into the Hulu section in order to see that. So that's yeah. And yeah, just more and more you scroll through things, and it's just like, what the fuck. I do have to say that I think part of the advantage of Hulu is that if I go to TV on there and then I go to anime, they have like a lot more information. They have like a For You section. They have the new to Hulu. They have anime classics, slice of life, shoujo, supernatural, anime action, popular, and then A to Z at the bottom. Meanwhile, you go to series. If you go to Disney Plus and then go to series, you then obviously you have featured up at is where you start off, and then you have anime, and then it's just an A to Z and nothing else. They don't have any way to break it down, no way to look through. Like how is someone who is new to anime gonna come into Disney Plus and see, oh, anime? What should I watch if everything is A to Z?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, that I think that's one of the big things, because like with Hulu at least, even if you hadn't watched a single anime but you decide, hey, anime looks interesting, I want to check it out, and you go to Hulu, and then up at the top it's gonna have For You, and it will have some things based off of your view history that it would suggest, hey, you kind of like this thing, so here's this other thing. that you might enjoy. And even if it doesn't have like the most the best up to date things, it still it has the new on Hulu. It has the anime classics. It has slice of life. Shoujo might be the most confusing thing because of the fact that not everyone knows what shoujo means, but basically it means love stories. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but then there's supernatural. There's anime action. There's popular, and that's probably like one of the best places to start for somebody who's new. Is just go through the popular ones and be like, oh, that looks interesting, and then watch it. Meanwhile, Disney does not do that. Sorry,
Yeah.
bit of a rant there. But yeah, you've only you haven't watched much anime. You've said in the past, right?
Um, like
Soul
Soul
Eater,
Eater.
and that's pretty much it. Um,
Yeah.
Also, another thing that I just thought I would bring up as well is that if you go into anime on my anime list, they don't just include anime for some reason. It is 90% anime, but if you scroll down to the T's, you can find Owl House, and it's just like, why is that there? Um, so that I just think that that's sort of an interesting thing, um, because obviously, the Owl House, no matter what, like it's clearly anime inspired, but I struggle to call it anime. So
Yeah, it's not the same like
no,
style.
and like granted, anime have a lot of different styles and stuff. Um,
No, but none of them have the noodle arms like Owl House
yeah,
does.
that's true. Like
That's a very specific American
yeah,
cartoon
and it really
style.
does feel. It feels like a modern anime, or not a modern anime, a modern American cartoon. It has the bean face.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
So
exactly.
that's not like clear. Like say what you will. I will say that of all of the
I'm not using that as an insult. It's a
yeah
fine style. It's just
yeah,
identifiable, is what it is.
and anime like a lot of anime have have different styles and stuff like that, but they also have their own style that's kind of signature to them. So also apparently they
Yeah.
have Go Super Robot Monkey Team. Yeah, that thing. What is this thing called?
Huh.
Super Robot
Ridiculous.
Monkey Team Hyper Force Go. That's what it's fucking called. That is not. It is a very
Goodbye.
weird title. I struggle to call that an anime. Um, but that's a.
How fucking extra do you
I
need to
mean,
be?
considering some anime titles, that's actually nothing. Cough cough. That time I got reincarnated as a slime, or how the realist hero rebuilt the kingdom.
This is messed up, but I was
Huh?
reincarnated as a girl in another world.
What did you say?
God. This is this is messed up, but I was reincarnated as a girl in another world. Holy shit, by Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, there's a lot of those, and it's like part of it for those. It's often because of the fact that, especially for like series that started off as light novels, they didn't have the place that they started out didn't have a place for descriptions about the series, so they ended up putting like this uh, huge long title, um, like Bofuri, I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my defense. And
Yeah.
yeah. Um or Cautious Hero. The hero is overpowered but overly cautious. I don't know why they called it why they called it that, but yeah, they did. Um like Cautious Hero, I think that works.
Right?
Do you need
Like,
more?
that is
Yeah.
descriptive enough. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that was descriptive.
that's extremely descriptive. And there's a lot more examples like that are just like what the fuck? I will say that Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation, that makes sense, and it's a short title. It's to the point. Um, And, it's still called Mushoku Tensei by the majority of the fans, but yeah, that's mostly because people know that that's what it's called. And yeah, there's more like that are just like, why is this so long? So to be fair, that super whatever monkey thingy, that actually makes sense why it has such a long ass fucking title. Why it would be an anime, but it's not an anime. I don't know. Well, I think it was technically made in Japan, so it technically could count, but I don't know. It doesn't. It's
Is anime anything animated in Japan, or is it a style of animation that primarily is
and
made
that
in
is a
Japan?
debate for another day. So that is a debate that anime fans have been doing for years, because technically the or I guess actually, oh here there's the Joker. Hello Joker. But yeah, technically in Japan, anime just is the word for animation. So technically, SpongeBob is an anime to them. But
Okay.
that, like I said, it's a debate.
Colloquially, the way that we use it in language, universally, has it become a phrase that entirely means one thing, or has it become some kind of bastardized version of what it technically means?
Again, that's a debate for another day. Because yeah, people have made extensive videos talking about this. Like for example, the recent Scott Pilgrim series on Netflix is heavily debated on whether or not it's an anime. While many people while the majority of people will say it's an anime, it deserves to be on my anime list. My anime list is just like, no, fuck you. So,
Interesting.
but we do have a Joker. Do you wish to weigh in on the conversation, or do you even know what we were talking about? You're muted, by the way. Maybe he's still talking to people. But
I got a bunch of level 100 Pokemon from Pokemon Home and gave them a Soothe Bell so that I can send one out and make it auto battle and everyone gets happy with me. I mean, it's cheating my way to friendship, but it's what works.
But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so let's see here. So I think so with the anime, I think one of the some of the big things that that deserve discussion is like, if it's solely on Disney Plus, then it should be then especially those I think need to be promoted by Disney. Whether or not they promote things that are on a lot of different platforms, that's their that should be their prerogative. And or yeah,
prerogative.
Prerogative. Thank you. I am But if it's like something that is specifically this is only on Disney Plus or it's only on Hulu, you need to talk about it. Like I said, Sandland is specific Sandland from Akira Toriyama. That is that is only a Hulu / Disney thing. Yozakura Family, that is specifically just Hulu, and there's many more. And I don't want to go over every single one that is specifically a Hulu or specifically a Disney thing, but you get the idea. And like one of the best examples is that of Heavenly Delusion, which is not even called Heavenly Delusion here in America. It's called frickin' Tengoku Daimakyo. Meanwhile, the manga is literally called Heavenly Delusion. So it's bizarre.
Kind of hilarious, actually. Not gonna lie.
Bizarre as fuck. But yeah.
That is literally like the meme I saw of someone in Japan getting the word scuba tattooed on them because they think it's English for refuse to sink.
Yeah.
Like, bro, please tell me that does not happen.
But yeah, it is weird. It is very weird, and that's one of the biggest examples at this point in time, because, like I said, fans have been calling it Heavenly Delusion for a long time. Apparently, I haven't watched it yet, but that's what I've heard a lot of people talking. When people talk about it, that's what they call it. They call it Heavenly Delusion. But you can't find it by Heavenly Delusion. You have to search up Tengoku Daimako, and like comparatively, Mushoku Tensei, even though that is a Japanese title and that is what people have been calling it since its beginning, you can search Jobless Reincarnation and you will find it because that's the other title, and like part of the reason for that is because of the fact that it's that's just what they decided that was going to be the title that they were going to go with when they brought it over to America. And there's a lot more like that are just like, what the fuck are you doing? So, yeah. And Joker has finally unmuted himself. You have anything you want to say?
I don't know. Interesting.
I'm making an unhinged sandwich in Pokemon. It is fun.
So, Joker, were you aware of there being anime on Disney Plus? You were. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was pretty sure that you would be aware of that. It's because I think we've talked about it separately. Like,
Yes, you and I have talked about it.
yeah, especially like My Hero Academia, because that's now on Disney Plus, and I just
And on Netflix.
yeah,
And
it is on
Netflix as well.
But yeah, so basically they're bringing they're trying to bring everything from Hulu to Disney Plus, and we know that, but they've been doing it poorly. Are you trying to say something because you're kind of breaking up?
No, I am trying to get the trash out.
Huh?
He's doing is taking out the trash, is what he said.
Fun. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot with it, and it's kind of infuriating. I think that one thing that I would like to say that I hope that this video does, though, is that it will at least get people to start watching anime on Disney Plus. If something is on Disney Plus and you know that it's on Disney Plus, try and go over to Disney Plus and watch it, especially if it's something new. We could probably give you guys a whole list, but that'll take forever. Instead, what I recommend you do is you go into Disney Plus, go to series, go to anime, and look at the different things that are in there. Find one that you think that really appeals to you, and then just start watching that. Because, yeah, I think a lot of people, or if you know of an anime that you've been meaning to watch for a long ass time and you just never got around to it, say like Erased or Dr. Stone or Full Metal Alchemist or My Hero Academia, why not watch it on Disney Plus? And then hopefully that will convince Disney to be like, oh yeah, people want to know about their anime that are coming over to Disney Plus that we're spending a shit ton of money on and not promoting it at all for some fucking reason.
Yeah. Well, they also did not promote their own movie, Strange World, so I don't know what's up with the Disney marketing team recently.
Yeah, that's another thing as well. It's like, they're not promoting well. Like, why?
But then Wish was so over promoted, I didn't want to watch it. Make that one make sense.
I don't know. I think the biggest thing is that if they're going to if they're going to promote things, it needs to be like maybe one or two put out a few trailers on YouTube, maybe like put out a tweet or so that is like, hey, this series is coming to is on Disney Plus now. You should go watch it. Like cough cough, Undead Unluck, or My Hero Academia is now on Disney Plus. Decadence is now on Disney Plus. I highly doubt that they're gonna do anything about Decadence, but like one thing that I would love to see them do is just put out a trailer of, hey, anime is now on Disney Plus, and then give clips of like a few different shows that are like extremely popular, like Appare Ranman, My Hero Academia, Bofuri, Black Lagoon is fucking on there, Black Butler is on here, and it's just like, show some of these. Black Clover is on Disney Plus, for crying out loud, and you're not promoting it. So,
well, the thing with Black Clover is that they don't have all 171 episodes. They only have like 50.
yeah, that's another thing.
Which is a big
Wait, how many
issue,
episodes are they supposed to have?
because if you want to watch the full series, what?
171, he said.
There, it says 170 on here.
171 episodes.
Season 1 has 51. I think they're going through it now. I think it has all of them now. Maybe not dubbed, per se.
Oh, it's not finished.
But they have 170 right now. So, they may not have all 171, but they have 170 now. So they're probably working on it. They're just taking their sweet ass time. But yeah, so Black Clover is on there. But yeah, if you have like a series that you've been meaning to watch, maybe go check it out and then discuss it with your friends.
What the fuck?
Or you have anything that suggests you anime.
Yeah, suggest to your friends some new anime, or ask your anime-loving friends, hey, what is a good series that is on Disney Plus that I should watch? Maybe, I mean, granted, Pokemon is on Disney Plus, but it's just like X, Y, and Z, so... But maybe go watch that because of the fact that that ZA is coming out soon. So so go back through and watch that series.
That's true. I should really get my X and Y back so I can play that.
Or watch The World Ends with You and beg them to make one for the second game. Please, can you guys please make a season 2? That would be great. I know I know a lot of people have no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to The World Ends with You, but because it really did not do well. But if it had done well, maybe Disney would be, or Square would be more willing to make certain shows into anime. But another thing to also think about is there's been rumors going around that Kingdom Hearts is going to be getting an anime adaptation, and I'm concerned because of the fact that if it's going to be going to Disney Plus. There's no other options at this point in time where it would go. So obviously it's going to be going to Disney Plus, and yet with that whole situation, they're not going to promote it, and it's going to be like, why are you not promoting this show? It's it's one of your biggest video game cash grabs. Why are you not gonna? I don't know. Maybe they will promote it, and it's just like it's at this point in time. It is just rumors, so we'll see if that changes how they are acting about it. But it's hard to say. I don't know. But another thing that I would like to see on Disney Plus is, well, obviously I want them to put an anime section on their homepage, I think that another thing that they really should start doing is, hey, here's some anime we suggest. So like in the recommended for you, no matter who you are, and no matter what you watch, put like a random an anime that appeals to them, because there are so many anime out there that even the small selection that they have on Disney Plus will probably appeal to at least one anime will appeal to someone. To every single person.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe like your best bet is to like go for the big series and like say, hey, these are some big series we recommend you watch or something. I don't know.
And One Piece, like Dragon Ball and One Piece.
I really hope they don't suggest One Piece to people. I don't even know if they have that on here yet. Let's see here. They do?
Oh, they do. Oh, maybe not. That was Netflix.
Yeah, that's Netflix. It is not on here, it looks like. Because...
No, that one is definitely Netflix, because Netflix did a live action
show of it. So yeah, One Piece isn't on there, but like... there's all sorts of different... there's really fun series, and a lot of people would probably enjoy them. And...
Like Attack on
Titan.
Titan.
A lot of people probably would like Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan doesn't need more praise, though, so I'm not... so... A lot of people watch it already. They don't need any more press. But... But yeah, so let's see here. There are anime that have to do with animals, so probably something along those lines. Probably do some sports ones. There's a ton of magic and fairy tale anime, believe it or not.
Magic and fairy tale anime.
Yeah, some of them are really good. Like, I would find it absolutely hilarious if what they did, if they took Snow White with the red hair and put that next to regular Snow White, just to be like,
oh my god,
that would be absolutely hilarious, considering the fact that like Snow White with the red hair has very little to do with Snow White.
Yeah,
exactly. But it needs to be. That anime needs to come back.
It absolutely does.
It really.
Speaking of which, they only have season 1 on Disney Plus and Hulu now.
Same with Assassination Classroom.
How many seasons?
Assassination Classroom, it only has 1 season. They took off the other ones, which makes me very upset and sad.
Yeah, so Snow White with the red hair had 2 seasons. Assassination Classroom had, frick, how many? 4?
I think 3.
I think it just had 2 seasons. But yeah, I think it only had 2 seasons because they it was just long seasons, so that's why it feels like there were 4.
Oh yeah, but they are still good seasons. About that show, that's an amazing show. And Jack needs to continue reading it.
That is absolutely true. Oh my gosh, but yeah, there's I don't know, there's a shit ton of anime out there, and what really concerns me is like a lot of series just don't have their entireties anymore. Like we just said, Snow White with the red hair does not have the entire series. It's you can only watch season 1 now. Yeah, Assassination Classroom, you can only watch season 1. I feel like there's more, but that I'm just not remembering right now.
Black Clover only has the first season.
Like I said, at this point in time, that actually has all 4 seasons. At this point, they have added that, so it may just be like something that they're working on, and they just have they haven't put it
They're just going
They're
slow
going
as
slow.
usual.
But I think that the thing that really bothers me is that if Hulu had had like part of the they had they had the entirety of a series, why do they no longer have it? Like I said, Snow White with the red hair. That's one of my that really pisses me off. That they only have the one season instead of having both seasons.
It's all dubbed. They have it all. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Now I gotta watch it all over from the beginning again.
Oh no.
Love it.
So
That makes me happy that Disney knows it and Hulu's being bad about
looks
it.
like Noragami they only have one season, which I'm pretty sure that there's at least two. There might be more. So there's a lot of like really popular anime that that didn't have like a whole bunch of seasons that unfortunately just don't have that much on Hulu or Disney. So it's very weird. It's probably one of the most bizarre things in the world.
That's a stretch.
Yeah, I
I'd
know.
say.
I'm just messing. But, yeah,
It is so bizarre.
I don't know. But yeah, like I said, so on my so on Disney Plus they have a good number of anime. I'd say like maybe a few hundred. Meanwhile, Hulu has like a few thousand.
I really heard a lot.
So that's another thing that's
Also, when you make your account for like Hulu, you can put anime as suggested of like what you watch, and then I'll suggest you anime. So
yeah,
do that
like
too.
add something to be like, hey, do you like anime? Okay, cool. We'll start suggesting it to you. That would be great.
Well, that's what I have on my Hulu, and it suggests the anime.
So I don't know. I mean, at this point in time, I think usually your better option, anyways, is to go with like Crunchyroll or even Netflix now is, and that's the insane thing.
So Netflix just got a whole bunch of anime, and it's crazy how much they have now.
People have been talking about that like crazy lately, and it's honestly really, it's gonna be cool. I think I'm excited to see what Netflix is doing, and it's kind of, it feels like an oxymoron because a few years ago, Netflix was considered like one of the worst places to watch it.
Where anime went to die. I considered it where anime went to die.
And a lot of people were saying that. But now you have like Delicious in Dungeon is happening every season, or every week. Wait, Overlord's coming back.
Yep. I have not watched that either.
Okay. I'm not certain what they're doing with that, but they did put that in. So yeah, Black Clover is there.
Yeah, but they only have the first season.
There's a lot. We could, like I said, we could probably go over this for hours on end, like all of the different series that. Yeah, but yeah, I think like here, like I said, my suggestions for what people should start doing is start watching anime on Disney Plus, so that they realize, oh, this people are actually interested in this stuff. Let's start getting to work on that. Obviously, it's gonna be annoying to watch because it's technically through Hulu, so you will have to suffer through ads. But
That's
the worst part about it. Which is why we have Crunchyroll, which we will discuss. I think we should actually talk about that. The recent update to Crunchyroll. They've added profiles to Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll can go down a hole.
What'd you say, Joker?
Crunchyroll can go down a hole.
No, Crunchyroll's actually pretty good. But like I said, they added profiles to Crunchyroll.
So they're trying to be like a real
They
streaming
are.
service now. I see.
They are trying to be an actual streaming service now, which which something to discuss later about that. But we will. Yeah, that's something for us to discuss later. But there's all. Obviously, if you want to watch anime, now's the time to watch it because anime is coming to America. It's getting better. I do have to say that no matter what they do,
After how many years?
they are getting better.
After how many
Yeah,
years?
I'm quite fond of my 1985 Dragon Ball,
fair
though.
enough. But yeah, I don't know. I'm needless to say, I'm really excited to see as anime is becoming more popular, and it's become especially here in the States. I mean, I think like one of the big things that that is worth discussing about anime is that one of the things that started off Disney Plus was Star Wars Visions, which was a collaboration between Disney and a shit ton of anime studios, and they're still working with several animation studios. Granted, Visions Season 2 is less Japanese studios and more different country studios and stuff like that. Like, I think the people behind Wallace and Gromit did at least one, maybe 2 episodes this past season. Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
And the people behind Wolf Children did episode 2 of season 2. So, yeah. And there's more like that. I don't know every single one of the different studios that was involved, but yeah. Like obviously season 1 was more was all Japanese studios. I don't think any of them were American studios. And then season 2 is more English ones. And that's kind of one thing that bothers me about this whole about Disney is that sure, season one of Visions and season 2 of Visions they're both great. I won't deny that. But it also feels like it's a statement on what Disney sees as being worthwhile. And it feels like they're saying that that anime is not actually worthwhile.
Yeah, I can see how it would feel like they're saying that.
Hopefully they start to work on fixing that, but we will have to wait and see exactly what they do. In the meantime, watch some anime. Like I said, Decadence is on Disney Plus, and I will say that is probably a good spot to end it. Go watch Decadence. It's a great anime. It's only an anime, so even more reasons to watch it. Anyways, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this nerd chat. I've been Electro Ninja, he's been Jack, and he's been Joker, and we will see you guys next time. But on!